I transmigrated into a dog blood melodrama novel. And landed right on the day the main character was holding his wedding. My fiancé, dressed in a spotless white wedding gown, was taking photos with her Bok Wei Kwong, then posting them online with the caption, "On the most beautiful day, I met my true husband." When the original owner of this body spoke up to question her, she responded with absolute indifference. Ki ba dat, today is our wedding day. Who are you putting on that face for? Anyway, I'm about to become your wife. Is it really not allowed for me to take one photo with the man I truly love? The look in Wai Dang Tan's eyes was full of smug satisfaction. Ki ba dat, this is my fault. I didn't think things through and shouldn't have disturbed the two of you today. I'll delete the photo immediately. Please don't be angry. He was just about to take out his phone when Lu Nguyen pressed down on his hand. There's no need to cater to him. I'm definitely keeping this photo. I want to see what he dares to say. Looking at the two people in front of me, what a perfect pair of trash. I rolled up my sleeves, stepped forward, and swung my arm, slapping her hard across the face. That's right, I won't say anything. Because this photo is about to turn black and white. You'll be needing it soon. If you repay resentment with virtue, what do you use to repay virtue? Repay resentment with resentment, repay virtue with virtue. The Demon King of the Qi family is entering the stage. I transmigrated into a book. A ridiculously cliché, dog blood romance novel. The female lead is named Lu Nguyen, the young miss of the Lu family, which is on the brink of bankruptcy. To save her family, she agrees to a business marriage with the original owner of this body. But in her heart, she has always been obsessed with her Bok Wei Kwong. On the wedding day, Lu Nguyen deliberately takes photos with Wai Dang Tan, a guest who came to offer congratulations, and blatantly posts them online, calling him her real husband. After the marriage, things get even worse. She sticks to Wai Dang Tan every single day. If the original owner shows even a hint of dissatisfaction, he's labeled controlling, disrespectful of her freedom, and unworthy of being a real husband. Once the Lu family revives using resources provided by the original owner, Lu Nguyen immediately kicks him aside and happily throws herself into Wai Dang Tan's arms. Who would have thought Wai Dang Tan only likes married women? After marriage, he ignores Lu Nguyen and spends his days fooling around outside. Only then does Lu Nguyen see his true face. Regret comes too late, and she starts chasing after her ex-husband in the classic abuse first, love later routine. After a long series of emotional torture, the original owner is moved by her persistence, chooses to forgive her, and even uses his resources to bankrupt Wai Dang Tan as revenge. In the end, the two live happily ever after. After absorbing the entire plot, I sneer. This is what they call true love. It's clearly just marriage to pay off debt, openly sucking blood. Ki ba dat, what are you standing there laughing at? An unpleasant female voice pulls me out of my thoughts. In front of me is Lu Nguyen, dressed in a pure white wedding gown, clinging tightly to Wai Dang Tan's arm, layer upon layer. Her eyes burn as she glares straight at me. Ki ba dat, I'm telling you right now, today, I'm definitely keeping this photo. Let's see what you dare to say. I really won't say anything. Looking at these two pieces of trash, I roll up my sleeves again, step forward, and slap her hard without holding back. Because this photo is about to turn black and white. You'll need it soon. The slap is so decisive that Lu Nguyen's body tilts sideways. The jeweled crown on her head flies off and crashes onto the floor with a clatter. She clutches her cheek. It turns red instantly, her eyes widen in disbelief. A few seconds later, she finally reacts and screams hysterically. Ki ba dat, you hit me, how dare you hit me? Wai Dang Tan instinctively shrinks behind Lu Nguyen, but immediately puts on a show of concern. Ki ba dat, this is my fault. If you want to do something, come at me, I won't complain. But how could you lay hands on Lu Nguyen? Today is the day she's supposed to marry you. Dang Tan, this isn't your fault. Lu Nguyen endures the pain and stands in front of Wai Dang Tan. Half her face is swollen. Yet she still glares at me. Ki ba dat. I already agreed to marry you. What more do you want? I'm telling you right now, what you did today disappointed me deeply. Unless you kneel down and apologize right now, I won't marry you today. Smack. I swing my hand again and slap the other side of her face. Now it's balanced. Both of Lu Nguyen's cheeks are swollen. Her head spins so badly she can barely stand. Seeing her about to fall, I grab her hair and lift her up like a sack, looking at her like an idiot. Lu Nguyen, is there something wrong with your brain? Who was the one crying and begging when the Lu group was about to go bankrupt? Personally coming to me asking for this marriage? What right do you think you have, thinking I'd kneel and beg you to marry me? Because the wedding hall is already prepared? You think I can't afford a few dollars for a banquet? Or because the invitations have already been sent out? One moment of embarrassment versus a lifetime of being smeared. You really think I can't tell the difference? If the name isn't right, words won't flow. If words don't flow, nothing succeeds. Lu Nguyen, the moment you called someone else your real husband, today's wedding was already over. You're not worthy of stepping through the doors of the Qi family. Lu Nguyen trembles violently under my questioning and screams. Shut up. You think you're amazing just because you have some money? Me marrying you is already me climbing up. Shouldn't you feel honored? The person I've loved from the beginning was never you. Dang Tan and I are in love by mutual consent. If it weren't to save the Lu family, I wouldn't even look at you. You didn't give me a choice. My family didn't give me a choice. All of you are forcing me, forcing my love, forcing my life. I laugh in anger. Forcing you? If your family forced you, why didn't you dare to refuse? Lu Nguyen stares at me stubbornly, as if stunned. How could I refuse? In that situation, what choice did I have? Oh, so you didn't dare to resist your family. I nod as if enlightened, then immediately swing my arm and slap her face left and right. You didn't dare to defy your family, but you dared to make me lose face on my wedding day? Where did the courage go that let you call another man your real husband? Did a dog eat it? Or do you think I ki ba dat? Am just a rich idiot who's easy to bully? You think you're pitiful, so the whole world has to give way to you? I slap her 4 or 5 times in a row. Her face swells up like a pig's head. My chest burns with rage. I release her hair, bend down, and kick her hard. Lu Nguyen is sent flying like a torn sack, smashing straight into a table, dragging plates and bowls down with her as they shatter across the floor. Looking at her lying there, unable to get up, I snort in contempt. Useless. If you truly wanted to pursue that noble love, you should have had the guts to run away with your Bok Wei Kwong earlier. Make a scene for the world to see, let's see if he'd even spare you a glance. If you wanted to save your bankrupt family, then marry properly, play your role, live decently after marriage. If you wanted to divorce later, that wasn't impossible. Reproduction can't be achieved through deceit. That's why sacrifice exists, to exchange for justice. You wanted to save your family and keep your pure love at the same time. And in the end chose the most disgusting path, getting married while slapping me in the face. Isn't that just bullying an honest man? Lu Nguyen. Wai Dang Tan sees Lu Nguyen curled on the floor, his face pale, and tries to run over to help her. This green tea scumbag is irritating just to look at. Beating Lu Nguyen made me forget that I still had a debt to settle with him. No more words. I take a running start and launch a flying kick. Bang! Wai Dang Tan is sent flying over 5 meters, slamming hard into the corner wall and curling up there. He trembles uncontrollably on the ground. I walk over and step on his body. Didn't you say if there was anything, I should aim it at you? Now that I really am, why are you scared? Wai Dang Tan grits his teeth in pain, gasping cold air, his voice shaking. I'm not scared. I deserve this. You're right to hit me. Good, as long as you understand. I narrow my eyes at his terrified expression. Bend down, pick up a chair beside me, and curl my lips into a cold smile. Taking something that doesn't belong to you has no meaning. If it was never worth it, don't dream too big. Let me teach you what "don't touch what you shouldn't" really means. With that, I raise the chair and smash it down without hesitation. The sound of solid wood striking flesh echoes, mixed with broken moans. Before long, the last bit of stubbornness left in Wai Dang Tan is completely smashed to pieces. He cries, tears and snot streaming, stammering. Ki Thu, if there's something to say, let's talk. Please stop hitting me. I squint slightly. I thought you'd hold out longer. I was even planning to leave you a way out. Turns out you're just all talk and cowardly to the core. The moment the thought ends, Wai Dang Tan completely collapses. A strong stench of urine spreads from his lower body. I don't even bother caring. I keep swinging the chair until he loses consciousness completely. I toss aside the broken half of the chair and pull out my phone. Dialing my special assistant. The call connects instantly. On the other end comes a crisp, professional voice. Hello, President Ki. I spoke coldly. First, inform the MC and all guests. The wedding is cancelled due to force majeure. The banquet will continue as planned. All betrothal gifts will be returned in full. And an additional apology gift will be given in my personal name, Ki Ba Dat. Second, immediately halt all capital flow and technical support to every project under the Liu family. At the same time, initiate procedures to recover all prior investments. Understood, President Ki. I'll send you the internal notice for approval. I nodded in satisfaction and hung up. Less than a few minutes later, hurried footsteps echoed down the hallway outside. The lounge door was slammed open. Lu Nguyen's parents rushed in, their faces extremely grim. Ki Ba Dat, why did you suddenly announce the cancellation of the wedding? Before Lu Mao could finish, her words were cut off by Lu Nguyen's piercing scream from the corner where she lay collapsed. Nguyen, my daughter. Lu Mao immediately threw herself down and hugged Lu Nguyen, wailing hysterically. Ki Ba Dat, are you insane? What did you do to my daughter? I only laughed coldly. I pulled out my phone and tossed it straight at them. Look for yourselves at what wonderful things your daughter has done. I'll give you one chance. Choose your words carefully. Lu Fu's heart jolted. He hurriedly picked up the phone. The moment he unlocked it, he saw the photo Lu Nguyen had posted on social media. A wedding dress. A Bok Wei Kwang. The words "real husband." Even a delicately arranged dessert table. The only thing missing was me, the groom of today. Lu Fu's face turned green, then white. He clearly realized the seriousness of the situation, yet still tried to smooth things over. Ki Ba Dat, look, today is supposed to be a joyous day for the two of you. If there's a misunderstanding, can't you just close the door and talk it out? Nguyen is still young. She likes to play around. It was just a playful photo. Once you're married, she'll naturally settle down. Lu Mao hurriedly echoed him. That's right, that's right. Let's not talk about this now. Take Nguyen to the hospital first. Let today's wedding continue. After the ceremony, no matter how big the issue is, the whole family can sit down and talk it through. Everything can be resolved. Hearing that, I laughed outright from sheer anger. Well said, likes to play around. Well said, just a joke. If this were an ordinary day, secretly fangirling after seeing an idol, maybe I could understand. But today is the wedding day. Do you not know that? I really want to ask the two of you something. If at a funeral, Lu Nguyen suddenly turned around in front of all the guests, cursed her biological parents, then pointed at someone else and said, "These are my real parents," would the two of you be able to rest peacefully in the underworld? Lu Fu's face instantly turned deathly pale. Lu Mao shrieked sharply in rebuttal. What nonsense are you talking about? How dare you be so disrespectful to your elders? Disrespectful? I sneered, cold light flashing in my eyes. Respect elders just because they're old and pretending to be dignified? You humiliate yourselves, then blame others for striking back. If the Liu family has already decided to throw away their dignity, then don't blame me for causing an accident. As soon as I finished speaking, I swung my arm and slapped Lu Mao hard across the face, sending her sprawling to the ground. I immediately followed with a kick, sending her flying aside. On the other side, Lu Fu sensed danger and instinctively tried to dodge. But I was faster. With one hand, I grabbed the still unconscious Lu Nuyen, lifted her up, and hurled her straight at Lu Fu. Lu Fu cried out in horror and tried to avoid her, but his aging body couldn't keep up. Lu Nuyen crashed straight into him. The two of them rolled together and slammed onto the floor, sprawled messily, crying out in pain. After neatly dealing with the two elderly burdens, I brushed off my hands and walked into the hallway. Immediately, a group of security guards rushed in. They looked at the people sprawled on the floor, all wearing strange expressions. With President Kai's combat strength, does he even need bodyguards? I pointed at the 4 people on the ground and gave a cold order. Drag all 3 members of the Liu family, plus that pants-wetting trash, out of here and throw them outside. From now on, every industry under Key Group, if they dare come anywhere near, drive them out immediately. Yes, Mr. Key. The guards instantly became serious and responded in unison. They quickly hauled each person up like sacks, then tossed them out like garbage onto the sidewalk in front of the hotel, right in the middle of heavy foot traffic. Lu Fu and Lu Mao hadn't fainted despite the beating. Now lying on the rough pavement, feeling the probing gazes of passers-by, they felt as if all the dignity they'd accumulated in a lifetime had been wiped out in an instant. They wished only that there were a hole they could crawl into and disappear. Lu Fu struggled to sit up, ignoring the aching pain in his body. He hurriedly pulled out his phone, intending to call for a car and have the family driver pick them up, anything to escape this humiliating place as quickly as possible. But the moment he unlocked his phone, a dense flood of missed calls and message notifications filled the screen. His hands began to tremble violently. His heart pounded as he shakily tapped the most recent call. As soon as he dialed back, a panicked shout came from the other end. Something terrible has happened, Chairman. Key Group has just issued an official announcement, immediately terminating all cooperation with Lu Group. All ongoing projects have been frozen. All invested capital has been withdrawn. Even partners who were about to sign contracts have backed out. Everyone wants to cut ties with us. Then a second call came in. Then a third. Each one sounded worse than the last. Chairman, this is bad. Shareholders saw the young Mrs. Wedding post today and are dumping their shares. The stock price has crashed through the floor. President Liu, the bank just called demanding repayment of last quarter's loan. They said given our current situation, there will be no extensions and no new loans. Capital withdrawal. Project freezes. Cooperation terminated. Stock prices plummeting. Lu Fu stared at his phone. His face, flushed moments ago from humiliation, suddenly turned paper white. His lips trembled uncontrollably. Wasn't Kiba Dat trying to force the Liu family into a dead end? How could he be this ruthless? No, I have to find him. I need to confront him. Before he could finish, rage surged to his chest. A sharp pain struck his heart, and he collapsed on the spot, unconscious. Lu Mao had just heard the same news. Seeing her husband lying unconscious on the ground, her expression instantly shifted from fury to sheer panic. At that moment, Lu Nuyen slowly regained consciousness. Her swollen, deformed face twitched as she struggled to open her eyes. Seeing her parents right in front of her, she weakly whispered, "Mom?" That single word was like a spark thrown straight into a powder keg. Lu Mao suddenly whipped her head around and used all her strength to slap Lu Nuyen hard across the face. "This is all your fault. You shameless thing. The Liu family's reputation, the Liu family's business, you ruined everything." On the top floor of the hotel, Standing before the floor-to-ceiling windows, I gently swirled the red wine in my glass and looked down at the chaotic scene below with a cold smile. Already can't take it anymore? The game has only just begun. Lu Group's cash flow had been stretched to the breaking point from the start. From beginning to end, they'd only managed to survive by relying on Key Group's capital. Now that I pulled out, the domino effect followed immediately. Creditors swarmed in. Projects stalled. Core teams were poached by other companies offering double the salary. Even employees who still held a shred of hope lost all confidence after seeing the young Mrs. wedding post that day. With an air that brainless, what future could this company possibly have? After being rescued and discharged from the hospital, Lu Fu struggled back to the company. The first thing that greeted him was an empty office. Even the desks had been dismantled and hauled away. He nearly fainted on the spot. With the company on the brink of bankruptcy, Lu Yen finally began to panic. She repeatedly came to look for me at the company. But because I'd given instructions in advance, she never once made it within 100 meters of the building. With no way out, Lu Yen could only turn to the last person who might help. Her best friend, who worked at Key Group, and also my cousin, Qi Wei Gao. One afternoon, after finishing my work, I left my office and headed down to the first floor. Before I could speak, Qi Wei Gao stepped forward on her own. "Ba Dat, done with work?" I glanced at her calmly. "At the company, use titles. What is it?" She glanced out the window at the thin figure lingering under the sun. "It's nothing serious. I just think Yen has been standing out there for days, sun, wind, rain. It's kind of pitiful. You don't plan to see Lu Yen even once?" I didn't stop walking and replied casually. "A gentleman does not place himself below his opponent. Lu Yen has completely lost my trust. There's no need for further contact." Qi Wei Gao hurried to catch up. "Ba Dat, you know Yen was a bit impulsive before and did some things that made you unhappy. But now she knows she was wrong. She came here today specifically to apologize to you and explain everything. She's a girl. Who doesn't have a bit of temper? I've been best friends with Yen for over 10 years. I know her well. Her nature isn't bad, she just lost her way for a moment. And besides, we're family. We share the same bloodline. I wouldn't lie to you, would I? And about what happened that day, you were a bit impulsive too. Even if Yen doesn't blame you and even came to apologize on her own. You're still a man, you should show some magnanimity. When you meet downstairs later, she apologizes, and you also take the initiative to apologize. That settles everything, isn't that good?" I stopped walking and looked at Qi Wei Gao, who wore an utterly natural, self-righteous expression. Seeing me stop, hope immediately lit up in her eyes. The very next second, I swung my arm and slapped her hard. Smack. Qi Wei Gao was wearing high heels and wasn't prepared at all. She staggered and fell straight to the ground. She clutched her rapidly swelling cheek, tears streaming from the pain. "What are you doing, Qi Ba Dat? I'm your cousin. How dare you hit me?" I looked at her calmly. "Sorry, even though I just hit you. I already apologized. You should forgive me." Qi Wei Gao's face instantly flushed red. Before she could speak, I slapped her again. "Sorry, men tend to be hot-tempered. Losing control once in a while is normal. You're my cousin, you should understand." "Sorry, I'm your blood-related cousin. Are you afraid I'd really harm you? I hit you because it's for your own good, to wake you up." "Sorry, even though I already hit you. You should reflect on what you said wrong and apologize back to me." "You're not apologizing? Are you looking down on me?" As I spoke, I slapped her 5 or 6 more times in a row until Qi Wei Gao's mind started to go blank. When she finally fell silent, I curled my lips into a cold smile. "Qi Wei Gao, you take a salary from Key Group. You enjoy every privilege that comes with being part of the Key family. But when it actually matters, You turn around and defend someone who is actively damaging the family's interests, and you still have the nerve to call yourself part of the Key family? If what you said were just blunt words spoken with good intentions, I wouldn't bother. But take a look at what you just said. You don't distinguish right from wrong. You twist truth and lies. You blindly defend someone like Lu Nguyen. You think you're righteous, fair, good at mediation. In reality, you're just the kind of person who looks decent on the outside but is hollow inside, someone who always wants to smooth things over by blurring the line between right and wrong. It's precisely because of people who think they're kind like you that morality has rotted to this point. After saying that, I didn't spare her another glance. I simply nodded lightly to the security guard beside me. The guard immediately stepped forward and respectfully presented a tray with disinfectant wet wipes. I took one and slowly wiped off the makeup residue left on my hand. Then pulled out my phone and called my assistant. Notify our. Remove Qi Wei Gao from her position as Deputy Director of Marketing. Call her father in to see me. 1 hour later, Qi Wei Gao's father appeared in my office, drenched in cold sweat. Behind him stood Qi Wei Gao. The swelling on her face had gone down slightly, but she was still so distorted she was barely recognizable. Seeing my ice-cold expression and recalling his daughter's sobbing phone call earlier, he didn't even dare sit properly. His entire body hunched as if he might collapse at any moment. He was only a minor shareholder, no real business ability, living purely off the Qi bloodline to receive dividends. Normally, he feared me like a tiger. Just one frown from me was enough to make him tremble. Ever since his daughter ruined the alliance marriage, he hadn't slept properly for days. He thought the matter was over, only to have her stir up more trouble today. He hurriedly stammered. Ba dat, it's my fault for spoiling Gao too much. She's still immature. She didn't mean it. She was just misled by that girl Lu Nguyen. I cut him off. The Qi family is wealthy. Supporting a few idle relatives isn't an issue. I originally had no intention of making a fuss. But when someone relies on their status as a Qi family member to act recklessly, and at a critical moment turns around to help the enemy, completely abandoning their identity as part of the Qi family, then how do you think this should be handled? Second uncle? Cold sweat poured down his face like rain. He nodded repeatedly. Yes, yes, she must be punished severely. Ba dat, you're absolutely right. I failed to discipline her properly. When we get home, I'll teach her a hard lesson. She should lose what she had before, so she remembers. From behind, Qi Wei Gao screamed. You really dare to do this? Qi Ba Dat, I'm your cousin. I've worked for Qi Group for so many years. Even if I didn't achieve merit, I endured hardship. What right do you have to fire me? Even at this point, she still dared to make trouble. Second uncle was so enraged he nearly choked. He turned around and slapped her hard across the face. You unfilial thing, you dare talk about merit? That position, if it weren't for your cousin cleaning up the mess you caused, you should be thanking heaven. Tomorrow, prepare to go abroad. From now on, if there's nothing important, don't come back. That slap snapped Qi Wei Gao awake completely. Going abroad meant being completely expelled from the Qi family's power circle, and permanently severing her chances of touching the shares in her father's hands. Realizing this, she opened her mouth, only to be cut off by second uncle's furious roar. Shut that filthy mouth of yours. He then turned to me and forced a flattering smile. Ba dat, I'll take her abroad immediately. From now on, I'll make sure she never appears in front of you again. I nodded lightly. As long as second uncle understands. Within a single day, Qi Wei Gao was packed up by her own father and sent overseas, completely disappearing from everyone's sight. Lu Nguyen could only watch helplessly as her closest friend was cut off. Erased from all contact, beyond saving. All she could do was watch the Lu family collapse step by step. Lu Group officially declared bankruptcy. Factories were sealed and auctioned off. The villa was listed for sale. The Liu family of three huddled together in a cramped, run-down rental, barely surviving day by day. Liu Fu, battered by repeated blows, suffered worsening complications from his stroke. He ended up permanently confined to a wheelchair, unable to speak clearly, only staring at Lu Nuyen with eyes full of hatred. Lu Mao lost all traces of her former elegance. She spent her days cursing and beating her daughter like a madwoman. "You jinx, you disaster. You ruined the entire Liu family. You destroyed everything. And you still have the nerve to eat?" Lu Nuyen felt endlessly wronged. She had only lost her temper back then. Who could have imagined things would end up like this? Finally, on a dark, windless night, she secretly ran away and went to find Dang Tan. "Dang Tan, can you take me away? Let's leave this place. Any small city is fine. We'll live quietly and start over. We still have feelings for each other, right?" But there was no trace of tenderness left in Dang Tan's eyes, only cold disgust. "Start over with you? Lu Nuyen, wake up. Leaving aside the fact that I'm only interested in married women, look at yourself now. Even if you turned into a snow-white fairy and offered yourself to me, I wouldn't want you." Hearing his undisguised contempt and mockery, Lu Nuyen staggered back 2 steps and collapsed onto the ground. Completely stunned, she stared at the man before her, the icy face, the contemptuous gaze, nothing like the gentleman she remembered. Only then did she realize. He took that photo with her because of his fetish for married women. He never loved her. Understanding this, Lu Nuyen snapped. She screamed and lunged forward. "You beast, you're a beast. You lied to me all this time. Give me back my love. Give me back my life. Get lost, you crazy woman." Dang Tan showed no restraint. He kicked her hard, sending her rolling across the ground, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "You dared to call someone else your real husband right in front of your own husband on your wedding day, and you think you're qualified to talk about love? And you even put on a performance?" The angrier he got, the more vicious his words became. He pointed at her face and cursed furiously. "Back then, seeing how confident you were, I thought your husband was the type who liked wearing green hats. Who knew I'd nearly get beaten to death because of you? I haven't even settled accounts with you yet, and you still dare come here and cause trouble?" After cursing, Dang Tan kicked her twice more and turned around to leave her lying on the ground. Only after his figure disappeared completely did Lu Nuyen struggle to prop herself up. She looked around in panic, not knowing where she could go. Finally, gritting her teeth, she turned and walked toward Key Group's headquarters. Key Group's security was extremely strict. Even though she deliberately came at midnight, when no one was working, she was immediately driven away by security. She could only stand more than 100 meters away, silently staring at the building. When morning came and employees started arriving, Lu Nuyen suddenly screamed. Her hoarse voice was filled with despair, so chilling it made people shudder. "Ki ba dat, I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. I was foolish before. I wasn't human. I betrayed you. Can you forgive me? Ki ba dat, I truly regret it. I can't live without you." Security immediately moved to drag her away. But Lu Nuyen struggled like a madwoman. The more she fought, the louder she screamed, the more chaotic it became. Finally, she managed to block my car as I arrived at the company. She rushed forward, knelt in front of the car, and cried hysterically. "Ba dat, you finally agreed to see me. I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. Don't abandon me. From now on, I'll listen to everything you say, I swear." The driver and security rushed forward to pull her away. I raised my hand slightly, signaling them to stop, then opened the door and stepped out. The morning light fell on Lu Nuyen's miserable figure. She was covered in scrapes, her face smeared with dried blood and dirt, her hair a tangled mess. There was nothing left of the proud Lu family heiress she once was. I looked down at her from above. Lu Nguyen, why keep lying to yourself? From the moment you called someone else your real husband, there was no possibility left between us. You came here today not because you truly regret it, but because you know you have no way out. I'll give you one last chance. Disappear from my sight immediately. Don't force me to deal with this personally. Lu Nguyen shook her head frantically. No, Ba Dat, listen to my explanation. Before she could finish, I raised my hand and cut her off. Lu Nguyen deliberately caused a disturbance and gathered a crowd in front of Key Group headquarters, severely damaging the company's image. Notify the legal department to file a lawsuit. Demand full compensation for reputational damage and operational losses caused by this incident. The moment I finished speaking, Lu Nguyen looked as if she'd been struck by lightning. Her entire body went limp as she collapsed to the ground, unable even to cry. She thought the worst outcome would be my rejection. She never imagined another crushing debt would be added on top. Seeing that she had finally given up resisting, security immediately stepped forward and escorted her away. When Lu Nguyen realized she would never receive my forgiveness, she completely collapsed. She redirected all her hatred toward Dang Tan. She secretly stalked him. Until one night, when Dang Tan was drunk, she suddenly attacked him, 3 stabs, 6 blows. After completing her revenge, Lu Nguyen chose to end everything herself. When I heard the news, I was working in my office. A faint, translucent soul slowly appeared. The pitiful original owner from that dog blood plot. The one who had been drained dry and forced to forgive in the end. Ki Ba Dat looked at me with overwhelming gratitude. Thank you, truly thank you for helping me escape that disgusting fate. I decisively left Ki Ba Dat's body and smiled faintly. As the Demon King guarding the Ki family's path, smashing rotten morals is a duty I cannot refuse. I still have another good person incident to deal with. Live well. That's the end of today's story. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, subscribe to China Story Tales, and stay tuned for more stories.